Today on Viral Buzz News, we report a shocking event that has shaken the Middle East. Hamas political leader Ismail Haniyeh was assassinated in Tehran. This act has escalated tensions in the region. The political chief of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, was assassinated with a short-range projectile fired from outside his guest house in Tehran, said Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC. The paramilitary organization indicated that the projectile weighed about 7 kilos and caused a strong explosion, killing Haniyeh and his bodyguard last Wednesday. The Hamas leader was visiting the Iranian capital for the inauguration of President Masoud Pezeshkian. The IRGC accused Israel of designing and executing the operation with the support of the United States. Israel has not commented on Haniyeh's death. The IRGC's version contradicts Western media reports, which suggest that Israeli agents planted explosives in the guest house. The failures surrounding Haniyeh's death, especially on a day marked by intense security, have caused embarrassment for Iran and the IRGC. Dozens of IRGC officers have been arrested or dismissed in the days since Haniyeh's death, reported the New York Times on Saturday. The newspaper claims that the organization's intelligence agency has taken over the investigation. Members of the guest house staff have been interrogated, and their phones and other electronic devices have been confiscated, it adds. Meanwhile, security devices of Iranian politicians have been reviewed. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei led prayers for Haniyeh on Thursday, but his security team removed him from the location shortly after the ceremony. The IRGC's statement on Saturday came after Britain's Daily Telegraph said that Haniyeh was killed by bombs placed in his room by agents of the Israeli intelligence agency, Mossad. The newspaper, citing Iranian officials, claimed that 2 Mossad agents entered the guest house and placed explosives in 3 rooms. The Iranians, who had seen images of the agents on security cameras, said the 2 left the country and detonated the bombs from outside Iran. The New York Times also reported that Haniyeh was killed by explosives detonated in his room, stating that they may have been planted up to 2 months earlier. The BBC has not been able to verify these claims. However, Hamas officials told the BBC earlier this week that Haniyeh had stayed in the same guest house before and had made up to 15 visits to Iran since becoming head of the political office in 2017. If true, the newspaper reports would represent an even greater failure for the IRGC, which has long controlled the country's internal security. Experts also said it would highlight the extent to which Mossad can operate with impunity in Iran. Regardless of the manner of Haniyeh's death, both Iran and Hamas have vowed to retaliate. The IRGC said on Saturday that Israel would receive severe punishment at the appropriate time, place, and manner. Hezbollah, the Iranian-backed Lebanese militia and political group, has also promised retaliation. One of its senior commanders, Fuad Shukr, died in an Israeli attack last Tuesday. After an Israeli operation killed IRGC Brigadier General Mohammad Reza Zahedi in Damascus earlier this year, Iran launched 170 drones, 30 cruise missiles, and at least 110 ballistic missiles toward Israel. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has warned Israelis that difficult days are ahead. We have heard threats from all sides. We are prepared for any scenario. His ministers were sent home this weekend with satellite phones in case of an attack on the country's communications infrastructure. Despite the government's warnings, the atmosphere seemed relaxed on Tel Aviv's waterfront, with tanned bodies lounging under beach umbrellas. But few doubt that the Middle East is dangerously close to a large-scale war. Israel is on high alert and several international airlines have suspended their flights to the country. The United States has also deployed additional warships and fighter jets to the Middle East to help defend Israel from potential attacks by Iran and its proxies, the Pentagon said. UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy has warned that the risk is increasing that the situation on the ground could deteriorate rapidly. Meanwhile, at least 10 people were killed in an Israeli airstrike on a school housing displaced people in Gaza's Sheikh Radwan neighborhood, said the Hamas-run government media office. This comes after Israel said an airstrike it carried out in the occupied West Bank killed a Hamas commander and 4 senior Palestinian Islamic Jihad fighters on Saturday. The Israeli military said the airstrike hit a vehicle as the men were on their way to carry out an attack. Additionally, Israeli officials, including the heads of Mossad and the Shin Bet Internal Security Agency, have arrived in Cairo for new ceasefire talks. They will meet with Egyptian intelligence chief Abbas Kamel and other senior military officials in an attempt to salvage a possible truce. But US President Joe Biden admitted on Friday that Haniyeh's death had damaged the talks. Haniyeh was heavily involved in the negotiations, and Biden said his death does not help efforts to end the 10-month conflict. The war began in October when Hamas carried out an unprecedented attack on Israel, killing about 1,200 people and taking another 251 as hostages in Gaza. The attack triggered a massive Israeli military response which killed at least 39,550 Palestinians in Gaza, according to the Hamas-run health ministry in the territory. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like the video, and activate the bell for more Viral Buzz news. See you in the next video.